Hey Year 11, so I'm just making this video to help talk through your first investigation because I know it can be quite stressful, and you guys can look back on this video as many times as you want and hopefully start to get a good understanding of what is expected of you guys. Of course, if you're still stuck, come and talk to me, but this should be a really good foundation for your first investigation. Alright, so essentially with the word count, it's probably the most important part. Your group proposal was 250 words. The whole thing, not including the proposal, so the actual investigation should be between 750 and 850 words. Now 750 was the word count, but I've extended it from last year because it just wasn't enough for a lot of people. But do not exceed 850 words. It will not help you. Key information. So this whole report now, because the proposal was written like it hasn't been done yet, now you're writing it like it has been done. Okay, so now you're talking about what has been done, what happened, what went well, what didn't go well. This is really important. No we, I, my, yours, etc. You are writing in third person, so you shouldn't have any sort of personal pronouns, and no yours. I find that lots of students tend to write you, like you do this or you do that. No. Okay, you're writing really professionally, so the participants did this, the experimenters did this. Okay, that's really important. So this is your report structure. So you've got your proposal, that's already done, and it should be on a separate page, but also submitted in the final report. Then you've got your introduction, your results, your discussion section, which is the largest and the most important, and then your conclusion. Today I'm just going to go through the discussion section for you, so that will get you started for these next couple of lessons, and then we'll go through what you're expected to do in the results and intro. So for the discussion, the first part, so you've got two parts of your discussion, interpretation and evaluation. In the interpretation, what you're doing is looking at the results and looking at what they're showing people. So what sort of patterns do you find in the data? Does the data show that your hypothesis is supported or not? Okay, that's really important that you end up stating that. So this last point here, you either say that your hypothesis was supported or was not supported. You don't say proven, you don't use the word caused this. You just need to use supported or not supported. Try and refer to the data specifically by their figure number. So once you make tables, you'll be like, as seen in table 1, the mean score of this is higher than the mean score of this. But we're going to get to the tables and stuff next lesson, so don't worry too much about that now. Alright, this is really important, and I think what most of you will want to be starting with. So you need to discuss the sample. The sample are the people that actually did the study. So we have two classes, so both of those classes, I put their results on the same page. So you need to discuss who was in the sample, and then you need to discuss how representative the sample was of the population. Now what I mean by that is the population is the wider group of people that we're interested in finding out about. You guys can all choose who your population is. That could be either, all adolescents in South Australia, or all people in South Australia, or all adolescents in Australia. Pick which one you want to do, doesn't really matter, but then you need to talk about how well the sample represents the population, okay? And in that we need to think about things like age and gender and where you're living and the money that you are earning. All these sorts of questions are really important, and they will be in the sample. You need to go through and find the strengths and weaknesses of the investigation. Then you need to talk about how they impact the results. So you should be getting about 3 of each, and then talk about how you can improve these if you did it again. So what are the strengths of the investigation? What are the strengths of doing an experiment? And what are the weaknesses of doing an experiment? What went wrong in our study? What are some of the things I forgot? Because remember, I purposely stuffed up things for you to have more to talk about. Okay, so what did I not do very well? Then you talk about ethics. Use your IV card, look at which ones were done really well and which ones were not done well. So did I make sure that everyone was debriefed? Did I deceive people? Was there informed consent? Was there right to withdraw? Make sure you discuss these and talk about how, if we did this again, could these be fixed? All right, that's enough for me from this video. I'll see you guys in another video so I can explain this a bit more in depth.